and put all this cute little stuff together. Okay, so here we go. So things that you're gonna need, things that are in your kit, you should have 12 big squares and 12 little squares. You should have some chipboard, some foam squares, some tulle, and some crepe paper, and you'll need some glue and some a glue gun. Okay, so what you want to do is take your chipboard and you're going to cut the circle out, which is a 9-inch. I already traced it for you, so all you have to do is cut it out. And then you want to save the side, because we're going to use the side for the center to hold our little centerpiece in. So we're going to make all these little cones. So what I did was I just kind of twisted it like so, and kind of just held it with my hand, and then kind of just flipped it open, used a little glue, and kind of closed it up. Kind of just tack it down. Okay, so that's one. And then this other one, I'm going, whoops, you gotta hold it so that it doesn't come apart. Okay, so you're just gonna hold it till the glue kind of cools down and lay it there. Then you're gonna take your next one and you're gonna do the same thing until all 24 are done. Okay, just like that, easy. You don't really need to worry too much about the bottom since it's not gonna show. So then what I did was, so that it's kind of even, I kind of found my center, and I just kind of made a mark on the top, on the bottom, and then kind of on the side, just so you know where to start. So I placed my first one down, and then I placed my other one this way, like so. And then I took my next two and I turned this way, and I put one here and one here touching. Okay, so here's what I've come up with so far, and I kind of arranged them so that they are kind of color coordinated and they were kind of together, so all the black's not with all the black. And don't worry if they're not like perfectly together, because you're going to put these the little cones in between and it's not going to show. So what I did was I just kind of took my glue gun and tacked it down just like so, and just kind of held it to hold it together. And I kind of pressed down a little bit to maybe widen it a little bit more so that there's not that giant gap. You can also tack it if you want to go that far and just kind of put them together. I don't really think it's necessary, but if you want to, I would just put a little piece of glue, right, or a little smidge of glue right there and hold it like so. And then do the same thing with the other side. Doesn't want to stick, but I think I put a little bit too much glue. And the same thing with this side. I'm just going to kind of glue it down. Just put a little glue and lay this right in there. Snuggle them up next to each other, just like so. And then I just took the little ones and just kind of laid them in there. Just kind of did make sure that they all kind of, the colors kind of go together. Put them in like so, right in the little creases. And then again, I just kind of laid the glue just like that. And I tried to kind of keep the little bottom, this little, as it comes to a point, I kind of tried to keep it right where the other, in between, to kind of take a little bit of the room. You can actually even take it up just a little bit if you wanted to kind of hide that crease. There's another one, just like so. All this is going to be filled in with some tulle. Just take this one, kind of lay it in there, snuggle it in. Okay, so now this part is all done. You can see what it looks like. Kind of looks cute, just like that. But now we're going to do our centerpiece. So our centerpiece is pretty easy, a little time consuming. But what I did was I used, I made some little rosettes. This one I already pre-did. I scored the long skinny piece. I scored this long skinny piece at a 1/4 inch, and do not cut off the edges because it's kind of short. So just kind of leave the edges and turn the whites together, and you'll end up with this. So once you crimp it, I'll show you on this part. On the orange, it's scored at a 1/2 inch, and the little one was scored at a 1/4 inch. So you just take your scoreboard, you lay it down, and you're going to score it at 1/2 inch. Okay. Then you're just going to kind of do the accordion on it, get it back and forth. And don't worry if it doesn't come out exactly straight at first, because you can always adjust it after. So just get it, fold it up just like that. Okay. So now you've got your little accordion. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, and I'm going to just kind of straighten it out, make sure it's all kind of the same. Okay. Then I'm going to take my other little piece of accordion and kind of put them together. Tack them in. Just like so. So then I'm going to take these two pieces and I'm going to put them together like that. And they always want to come apart. So I'm going to just kind of tack this in. Oh, need another little glue stick. And just kind of. Okay. Then to kind of hold them together, what you want to do is get your center just like this. But you need to glue it down so that it stays put. And I have a little piece of this right here. This is going to hold them all together. So I'm going to put a glob of glue right in the center, like so. This takes a little patience. So you're just going to kind of want to lay it down just like that. So find the center, and lay it down, and just got to be patient and just hold it. Maybe blow on it a little bit. And there is your center. And voila, there's your center. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some crepe paper and I'm gonna go around our little circle here. There you go. We're gonna take our little circle, and I gave you some crepe paper in there, and I'm just gonna kind of maybe tack it down around the edge like so. And you can use the glue gun. I think I'll use my Nuvo glue, because Nuvo glue is the best glue ever. It's easy to use, just a little dab will do ya. So I'm just gonna take a little bit and just kind of run it around like so. And I'm just gonna kind of lay that in there. Easy, just make a little ruffle. Doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. Just kind of. Cute. I love Nuvo glue because it's so fast drying. You just need a little bit. If you've never used it, you should try it. I promise you, you'll never go back. Put a little bit more glue. Just make your little ruffle. Just like so. The little ruffle is ready. Just cut off the excess. Kind of tuck that in. Okay, then you're going to take your glue gun. Oh, that didn't look very good now, does it? Make your ruffle maybe a little bit smaller if you want. It doesn't overtake your. Pass it, Robert. Pause it for 1 second. I'll try this. Oh yeah, that one's perfect. Okay. Okay. So you're gonna just take your little orange guy like that. You're gonna just put a little bit of glue and push down on it just like that. Bring this over. Oh, your little trick or treat. I forgot my little trick or treat, which is right here. Oh, take your little trick or treat like this and take your little foam squares, put some on the back, maybe cut them so they're not so big, or you can glue it, whatever you like, and tack it down. Like so. Cut the other one in half. I'm just showing you kind of quickly, but you guys get the gist of it. just take these off. Of course, you can never do it right when you're under pressure, right? Okay. Okay, then just lay it in there, fix it so that your little thingies don't show, and place that right on top of there. You can put the rest of your okay, take these off. Okay, place it right on top. Then you're going to take this little guy and just place it right on top. I used a piece of this and I just kind of cut it and folded it in half and just kind of laid it in there so that it gives it a little bit of stability. Okay, and I took this guy, laid him inside there. Okay, I don't know why he doesn't want to stick, but just kind of tack him in there. Like so. Your orange is a little bit smaller, so it doesn't, it's not as big, so you may want to tuck your black crepe paper in a little bit smaller so that it, okay, and then you're going to take your tool and I just kind of cut some pieces. You can just kind of maybe fold it, whatever you want. Just kind of tucked it in like so, glued it in. Maybe I'll try to use the glue gun. Maybe it'll help tack it in. And there we go. And then I took orange. And tucked it in. Like so, just kind of did every other one. I thought I just put glue. Okay. Put some little tacky stuff, put a little piece of tulle. And it's your own creation, so get creative and maybe put some bling on it. You could take some black ink and go around the edges of it like I did. And then voila, this is your final piece. This is what it looks like. I just kind of put a little clip in the back. You can glue a ribbon, you can do whatever you want, but this is your final piece. I hope you enjoy.